Hey, welcome to Enchanty. Thanks for tuning into my 2019 bullet journal setup, which is BTS theme inspired from their Love Yourself album series. As you can probably tell, I'm a huge ARMY, so shout out to any ARMYs out there. And if you are an ARMY, comment in the comment section, and let me know who your bias is. So for this year, I decided to go with the Michael's Artist Loft artist journals, the dollar grid version, and I went with a 6x8 inch version since it best matches my preferred size for bullet journals, but also since it's a little bit wider than my last year's bullet journal, which I kind of featured in a little bit of the footage earlier. I thought that it's pretty nice, but also since I had a lot more pages, 249 pages, so I have a lot more freedom of what I could do with my journal. Like I can do a lot more fun spreads since I had that limitation from my previous journal, and the reason for that is I'm just really OCD with wanting to keep everything in the same year, because in the same year in the same journal, because if they are in the same journal, then I feel like I probably would not be able to use the same journal for the next year. Like I just can't do that. I don't know, is anyone else like that? Pretty sure other people are okay with doing that, but I'm just personally not okay. But anyways, for the cover page or introduction page, I kind of followed a little bit of one of the Love Yourself album series. I believe this is from the Answer album, and then went in with another scroll on the right side for the introduction page. This page is essentially for other people to open up to and just see when they first open up your bullet journal. Not necessarily that you will be showcasing to other people, but in case you lost it. There's a whole story of why I make this page. I essentially make this page for all of my sketchbooks, and I tell you there's a lot of them. And basically everything I really hold dear to, because I had a really bad story about losing a sketchbook before. I will tell that story maybe another time. But anyways, and then moving on, since this journal already have a table of contents kind of a few pages set up, I decided to just on the left side of I'm sorry, I can't English right now. On the left side of the first page that has the index kind of like thing set up, just wrote in the index letters in the BTS Love Yourself font. Since there's not really ND and X in Love Yourself, I kind of just like guessed it how it will look. I'm not sure if it's accurate, I'm not sure if they show up in like other videos, but it's just what I guess. And then moving on, I'm making the keys page. This page essentially is the key to your journal, like how you mark things. And I kind of just went and copied most of the things over from my 2018 bullet journal, as you can see from the left side, but changing up the style a little bit to match the Love Yourself theme, and also removing some of the things that I found I didn't use in my 2018 year of using bullet journal. Like some of the markings just never used, so why keep it? And also I kind of changed up in how I will mark a completed and incomplete or in progress task. And then below that, I did the same thing. I made a key for how I would take notes, which I just basically copy everything over, since I find my note-taking system that I made up last year is really effective, and it's done wonders for me for tests, since I'm able to just, if I want to, like for example, look for some specific information, I can just look for it really easily, since I know like which parts are headers, titles, like which things are important and just really efficient to study from, since I'm the type of person that when I make notes, I want to make one copy of really good notes and then maybe a separate copy of like just key terms for studying. And then moving on, for this page, it's gonna be the quote of the year plus the cover art of 2019. But as you can see, when I'm sketching out, you can kind of see through the page that from like the previous page, which is the key page underneath, and I don't really dig that. I actually didn't expect to see that when I bought the journal, since I actually haven't tested out the paper prior to it. I just thought it was like really cool to try out new journals, since it's a decent price. It's like $9 from Lycos, and also there's so many sheets of paper, right? But I guess that's the trade down for cheaper journals. Maybe next year I'll buy like Scribbles That Matter or something. But for the quote of 2019, I went in and wrote in, "Don't bury your failures, let them inspire you." And the whole reason behind this is that for 2018, September till December, it was my first semester of university going back after having been in school for basically a year and a half. I have done post-secondary before, but I really didn't like the school I was in, so I dropped out. And then basically for a year I was just like trying to find a purpose in life, and I felt like I was a failure at one point. But I think that it's safe to say I'm not a failure. I am working towards my dream. As long as I keep working and let the things that have been failures and not bother me in terms of dragging me down, but let them be a source of inspiration and that's something to work from, then I can do much better. And that's the basics of that quote. And that's too much rambling, but I already finished the 2018 reflections and 2019 looking forward page. It's essentially what it sounds like, kind of like a brief recap of 2018, since I didn't have time to make December setups in my 2018 journal, so that's kind of like to write down and be thankful for everything that happened in 2018. And then the 2019 looking forward is what it sounds like, what I will prefer to have happen in 2019. And then moving on to this, the next two full page setups are just my version of a year at a glance, since I personally don't prefer to have a full page of all of the months as just the dates, because to me that just looks boring and uninteresting. Like I would just not use it, because I find that I use this much more if I actually have the calendar on top and on the bottom I write down the associated important dates. So what I usually do was, at least for my 2018 journal, since I had basically the same setup, was I had the special dates and events as one color. I will write all of that in prior, and also the like birthdays of my friends and family in a different color. And the dates and events are basically like holidays, like Christmas, Halloween, like those things. Sorry, I should have been more clear. And then the other things are like maybe there's a special task on one of these, so those as one color. But I just decided to keep this 4 pages kind of simple, but not too like plain, since I still added some colors in. And then for the next page over, it's my 2019 goals setup. And then for this page, I just really struggled in coming up with a title of how it will look. I actually cut out some footage, since I just had a long footage of just me trying to sketch out and erasing, sketching and erasing, which is, you don't want to see that. But I decided to go with this in the end. It kind of matches with the squiggles of the line art from the Love Yourself album, but also not overly complicated. And the reason why I made the 2019 overall goals page was that the first semester of university going back just really wrecked me. in terms of my emotional health, mental health, and physical health. And I felt like that it was because I didn't really have goals for myself set up. Like, I did use my bullet journal actively and it was kind of on top of task, but I wasn't really taking care of myself, as in like how I'm feeling. I was more focused on trying to get things done, and that was just not healthy. I'm trying to change my mindset for 2019. So I had 6 areas where I would focus on, and hopefully that will help me through 2019 and not wreck myself for the next semester, which is coming up in a few days. And then this page I'm setting up right now is the Grids Guide page. Shout out to Amanda Rach Lee here on YouTube, who's really famous for making bullet journals, for coming up with this page, because for my last year I just kept on trying to recalculate every time when I make a new page, because I just don't know how many spacings I would need. But this page is like perfect because it's like a page I can reference to all the time with my mainly used spacings, and it's just so convenient. And I'll just mark it, and then anytime when I need to look for something, I'll just come back to this. And then I decided to use a blue color for the vertical spacings, since I didn't want it to be the same color as the horizontal, because that would be kind of confusing. But next page over is also kind of like a guideline, which is my ideal day schedule, and I copied most of what I needed from, well, basically the schedule I set up for myself in my supposed to post student bullet journal setup video, which I never posted, but I also modified it a little bit, since I find that the schedule is like really nice if I can actually stick to it, but also it was kind of in like, it's kind of not possible to get 7 hours of sleep when I'm full-time school with like 30 hours of classes per week and like whole ton of work, just like homework and assignments. So I aim for 6. 6 is manageable, since I was basically getting 4 to 5 per day for first semester. So 6 is manageable if once I manage my time well. The reason why I didn't sleep well was just really poor time management in terms of actually getting things done, and just overestimating how fast I can get things done. So sleeping from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day is not a healthy lifestyle. I don't suggest to do it. I don't suggest anyone doing that for like extended period of time. Please don't follow what I did. But yeah, and then the next 2 pages that you can probably tell is my reading list, and then on the right, which I will sketch out in a second, is my anime and manga list. So I noticed that from my 2018 journal, these 2 pages wasn't used as much as I would have liked, mainly because I just didn't schedule in time for myself to read books, and I kind of want to change that. Like, I did read quite a few books, like 10 in total, not counting the school assignment ones, but that's still not as much as I would have liked for this year. So I'm kind of aiming for 24, but really hoping to finish 20, and like for the novels. And then the anime manga is just me compiling a list of everything that I want to check out that my friends recommend me, so then I don't always have to struggle to like figure out what I want to read next, since I am kind of behind on a few of the mangas that was really up to date now, so I have to catch up on those first and then start new ones. But if you also are a otaku or like a big time weeb like myself, do recommend what I could check out next. Like, I do have a few things on my list, like Shokugeki, that I'm currently trying to catch up on. Let me think. Haikyuu that I'm gonna start. Oh gosh, there's just too many on top of my head. But yeah, send it to me and I'll add it to my list. And then the next 2 pages is for movies and TVs I want to check out. So the reason why I decided to create these 2 pages is because I realized just how many movies I want to watch but never watch. Same thing for TV shows. I kind of just like stopped watching TV shows and watched more what do you call it, like variety shows from Korea and China, since that's what I usually do when I just like eat food or do nothing kind of. But I do want to check out more like North American TV shows and also just movies in general, since don't hate me for saying this, but I've only watched Lion King for the first time like 2 months ago. And also, I've never watched any of the Toy Story movies or The Incredibles. Yeah, I'm really behind. And the reason is that I kind of don't prefer to watch movies alone. Like, I think that movies is something that I prefer watching with friends and family. So I just haven't been watching as many movies. Oh, and I also when I do watch alone, it's when I'm on an airplane. Wait, sorry. So what just happened over there was I just kind of quickly panned through my wish list and bucket list page spread setup, because when I was recording, I actually maxed out the memory of my phone, so I didn't actually have the footage. Like, I lost the footage, so I had to cover it up somehow, and I just thought that that's the best way. And another thing is I just showed you like all of the pens I use for the social media tracker page setup. And yeah, I also didn't have the footage of filming that because I had some issues with my phone, which is what I'm using to film. It's just really stupid and dumb issues that it's hardware stuff. I need to figure out how to get this fixed, but I will eventually. And then the last 2 pages was just another quote page and a blank page with washi tape, and that's because I didn't really figure out what exactly I want to go on for that page yet, but I do have a few things in mind, so I will add it on after I post the video. And after everything's done, I just went back into the earlier pages and with the gray mildliner fine tip end to draw in the similar style of art as the Love Yourself albums. For some of them, I kind of copied the pre-existing ones that they already have, but not really exactly, and the other ones I just did it myself, just intuitively. But yeah, so now for the final flip through. I hope you liked what I showed you. I know this was a very, very long video, and I tried to make it as short as possible by speeding everything up to like 15 times the speed. So yeah, and also because this whole setup, I didn't pencil in things beforehand, I just did it straight, which is another reason why it's really long. So it was actually like me on the spot thinking of what I want to do. But anyway, if you like this video and want to support me further in my upcoming videos, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will create more bullet journal related videos, and there's a few upcoming, also hopefully speed arts in the future. But anyways, thanks for staying till the end, and happy 2019! Hope you have a great year. Bye!